9:41. Your Prince of Soca, Martin J. Right about now, we're going to head over to St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Some brand new music coming out of Vincy right now. Enjoy!
I'm in the Choice FM studios, and today we'll be talking to Martin J. I don't know whether I should say welcome because I'm in your domain.
Well, it's your home at the moment, you know.
Well, it's
so thank you very much indeed.
Well, it's a pleasure to be here. What I'm going to start off asking you or saying to you is, it still amazes me how many people, when you ask them, haven't heard of Martin J. Now, I know you've been in the industry for quite a while, and obviously I know a bit about you on the soca scene, etc., etc. Can you just go over what your journey has been to date?
Yeah, I can do. I started the soca show here on Choice on September the 30th, 1990. I was 19 years old at the time, and it's just been a 22-year journey of traveling to various carnivals, meeting different people, and playing the music that I love.
Give me a bit more depth. Let us find out who the real Martin J is.
It's very hard to condense 22 years into a certain time length. Doing the carnivals, doing live broadcasts, we've done St. Lucia, Barbados and Trinidad. Bringing the vibes of the Caribbean to London was an important part of what I did. When I first started off in 1990, soca music in this country was seen as music that was accepted by your auntie and your uncle or your tanty, you know. In a very short space of time, there became a new culture, if you like, of young West Indian children that were proud of who they were. All of a sudden there was flags everywhere. People were putting stickers up in their cars. When they were coming out to parties, they had their bandanas. They were representing their islands, and it was nice to be part of that movement in the early days. And it's just evolved from there, you know. Now there's a lot of youngsters on the scene now. I would be recognised as one of the veterans. Someone called me that the other day. It was scary. So I'll be regarded as one of the veterans. So it's nice to see a lot of the younger DJs now that are doing their thing. My younger brother, Vinny Ranks, has done a fabulous job with what he's doing. DJ Tate. There's so many DJs and artists as well to mention that are involved in what's going on in the UK now. I'm just kind of happy that I'm there in my studio every Sunday night, just cruising along at a nice pace now.
You've got other things going on, contributing to the same kind of, how can I say, plateau or the same kind of arena. What kind of things are you doing specifically that you're personally involved in?
Okay, the major one is Sokka Vision. Sokka Vision is an internet TV company that was started by myself and my stepdaughter, and it was basically, the idea was to visually take what I'd done on the Caribbean Affair and put it on a screen. And that's our aim. We started it about a year and a half ago, and we've had fun with it. We've learned along the way. We're still learning, and that's what we're going to continue to do. So just look out for some great stuff. Caribbean culture at its best, covered by Sokka Vision.
You said that you want to take Sokka Vision, or the vision for Sokka Vision is to take the Caribbean Affair and make it live, tangible. What kind of things does it cover? What kind of things can we expect to see?
Anything that is of Caribbean culture. Sokka Vision is about keeping the Caribbean culture alive. Obviously, a great part of that is the carnivals. Carnival is such a visual beauty, and capturing the colours of the costumes, capturing the excitement of the revelers, capturing the essence of the parties as well, is what we want to do. But what I don't want to do, I don't want to get caught up in just being in parties and it just being about the music. You know, there's going to be stuff about cooking, using Caribbean recipes. Obviously, the West Indies are coming over. We're going to be following them very, very closely. So, you know, Sokka Vision is just about expanding what we have in the Caribbean.
It's online, I take it, and you just go online and Sokka Vision's there. What's already there? What can we expect when we go on? Because you've got a lot of plans for it. What's there currently?
We've got over, I think, 35 programs that are on there at the moment. You know, when we started off Sokka Vision, I started it off with a very small Kodak camera. It was about that size. People thought I was going around with a phone, but it was a full HD camera. We did some stuff in Trinidad 2011 with it. We did some stuff in St. Vincent with it last year, and then we upgraded our camera. But if you go online now to sokkavision.com, there's over 35 programs. We've had over 15,000 views, so you know what I mean. I'm really happy about what we've done so far, but there's a long way to go, and I'm just, you know, looking forward to taking it further.
Carnival is a great part of your life. I listen to the radio, I hear you. Which carnivals do you make it a must that you have to go to? I have to...
Trinidad. Trinidad is a carnival that if I had to go and wash cars, if I had to go and wash dinner plates, I'd find it very difficult to miss it. I think when I got involved in that in the industry, as a youngster, a teenager, people saying to me, "Pali, if you really want to do this thing properly, go to Trinidad and get baptized." And I did that. And it's a personal love for me. It's not a statement within the industry for me to say that Trinidad is the best carnival, because obviously I wouldn't be that foolish. But if you're asking me what carnival do I have to be at, Trinidad Carnival, I couldn't miss it. But, you know, I can't miss Crop Over either. I can't miss it for different reasons. You know, I have to be in Barbados at least once a year. It's just an amazing part of me, you know. That's the beauty of the Caribbean for me. There's so many, you get a little piece of something from everywhere. I feel like until I get my ticket to go to St. Vincent Carnival this year, I feel like I've been stifled, because I went there last year, I got a taste of it, I have to be there this year. So, you know, different carnivals pull you all the time, but to answer your question fairly, if I had to choose one and one alone, it would be Trinidad.
So if I were to ask you, if you had, say you had an option to retire because you got money, whatever, which country would you settle? Which country would you settle?
Barbados.
Truly? Interesting.
You want to know why?
Yeah, I do want to know.
I'm going to tell you 1 minute. Okay, here's the reason why I would live in Barbados. It's a central hub. So it's 35 minutes away from Grenada, it's 45 minutes away from Trinidad, it's 35 minutes away from St. Vincent. I can get to St. Lucia in 35 minutes. So for me, for a lot of the Eastern Caribbean, it's a central hub. It's also a very affluent place. There's a lot of business opportunities there, and I love it. That's an important reason as well. I love the fact that, for me, Barbados has two sides of the coin, and the two sides of the coin are that you can wake up in the morning and within 10-15 minutes get in your car and you're at a beach. I love swimming, you know, I love swimming. I love the thought of waking up in the morning and being able to go and take a nice swim, then coming back and then getting into the hustle and bustle of what we do. And then nightlife out there is very busy, it's very hectic. So for me, I'd get the best of both worlds, and I'd only be half an hour away from somewhere that I want to be. So it's an ideal place for me.
Tell me about Barrakeets Mass.
Barrakeets UK has been going for 22 years. It's based in North London. It was originally a committee that run Borough Keats, led by a lady by the name of Joan Sam. Very, very tight-knit family atmosphere band. It's gone through some changes in the last couple of years. One of them being is that it's now run by myself. And this year we're coming out in a slightly different way. And the reason being for that, it's not because of the changed personnel, because the personnel hasn't changed that much. It's more about the fact that, you know, mass bands over here are finding it more and more difficult to put their production on the road. It's becoming more and more expensive. We don't get support from anybody. And a lot of the bands have stepped up their game. And Borough Keats needed to be on that level. And so that's what we've done. Golden Portrait this year is a celebration of Trinidad and Tobago's 50th anniversary. The name Golden Portrait comes from the Calypso, Portrait of Trinidad. And we've used golden obviously because it's the 50th anniversary. All our sections are about Trinidad, and all of them have a little bit of gold in them. We're launching on the 12th of May. Our costumes are being designed by Ronnie and Caro, the mass band. Ronnie McIntosh was an idol of mine as an artist. He's now a very good friend of mine, and I'm really glad that we've been able to get together and collaborate and bring this mask. It's an exciting time for us. And you know, the people that have been to our Facebook page, which is Borough Keats UK Mask, you know, they've shown their excitement, so I'm really looking forward to it. We're bringing over Farmer Nappy. Farmer Nappy has worked with Marshall Montano for over 25 years. And he kind of takes a back seat, but he's a very talented artist, and he's brought out some massive hits. Surrender, You Make Me This Year, Pavement with Kerwin Dubois, you know what I mean? The Chipping, he wrote Music Farm, he wrote a number of Marshall's hits. Farmer Nappy's coming, and you're gonna see him for who he is and what he does. I can't wait.
So you've been over 20 years in the business, okay? And you've achieved a lot of things. Have you thought about how you would like to be remembered? Not saying that you're going to die, but if your name comes up, you know, what people will say about Martin J. Have you thought about what it is you would like people to be saying? And I'm going to give you another strand on it. Have you thought, you probably have, about sharing your or imparting your experience and your knowledge on other people, or with other people, whichever way you want to look at it? Have you thought about probably giving something to a group of people so that they can actually see what you're about, what they can achieve? Is that a loaded question?
Very. How do I want to be remembered? I'm not sure that I've got that demand. I'm not sure that. I'm very comfortable with what I've done in my career. I'm very comfortable with the recognition that I've got in my career. You know, some people have said, "Oh, how come they never nominated you for a Mobile Award or a Sony Award?" And you know, and I've said this, and I say it with sincerity. You park your car up, and you're shopping in Shepherd's Bush Market, and someone goes, "That show you did on Sunday was mind-blowing, bro. You know, I can't miss that on a Sunday." For me, that's my award. That's what I take home, and I put on my mantelpiece, and I treasure them. And I will continue to do that. So I don't know what's going to happen when I've gone, but for me, I just want to keep on keeping on. That's what I've always wanted to do. Sorry, the tune ran out there. Yeah, that's what I've always wanted to do. The name, the Sokka Prince, got given to me because I was one of the youngsters around, and the name stuck. You know, and after a few years, people said, "Boy, you gotta call yourself the king now, you know." I refused to do that. And at the same time that I refused to do it, I went and got a tattoo on my arm. And, you know, the tattoo was a crown.
Oh, wow.
And it says the Prince. And the reason was is that I was going to stay a prince forever.
Okay, cool.
And it meant that in whatever I did,
Yeah.
I was always going to aspire to be the king.
Right.
It basically means, to put it in a nutshell, that every day I wake up, I can put it down now. Every day I wake up, I want to improve what I did on yesterday.
Okay.
And that's why, you know, I remain the Sokka Prince. And as long as people can say Martin J or Big Pappy, however they know me, made me happy, I'll be happy.
What you can give to others?
In terms of passing on experience?
In terms of passing on experience?
Well, over the years, I mean, I don't outwardly go out and say, come to the Martin J DJ school. But over the years, we've had a few people that have come in and sat down on the shows with me. They've, you know, learned. I've had a couple of producers that have, you know, got involved with what I'm doing and then moved on to do their own stuff. So I help when I can. It's very difficult as a DJ as well. You know, that for me that's been in the business for 22 years, if an 18-year-old was to come to me and say, Martin J, can you help me get into the DJ scene? I could help you get on it, but I won't be able to help you DJ. Because your style and my style would be two completely different styles. And if you tried to learn my style, it might put you in problems. But I'm always open to helping people out. So, you know, people that want to know how to get involved in radio, I visit schools and do talks about radio presenting and producing. So I'm out there, but I'm not outwardly out there, you know, saying this is what I do.
Where do you see yourself in the next year to 5 years? What visions have you got for the future?
In 5 years' time, the long-term plan with my website, thisismartinj.com, which encompasses everything that I do. It encompasses all my passions. There's a MJ Sports World, there's Riri's Reggae World, there's Sokka Vision, there's Urban Connections, where we touch base with a lot of the UK acts that don't get the exposure. The media's changed a lot. 20 years ago, you could go into a studio as an independent, make a tune, and start to feed it out to radio stations. And now, unless your name's Usher or Rihanna or Beyonce, it's very, very hard to get your music played. And so for that reason, that's why we're there. That's why thisismartinj.com is there. That's why Sokka Vision is there, to be able to give people a platform to promote their stuff. So in 5 years' time, the aim is to take it from the internet and have a cable TV station.
Oh, wow. Thank you, Martin, for sparing time to talk to Trinis in London. I wish you well in all your future plans. What more can I say?
Thank you very much, man. It's been a pleasure. I want to big up the likes of Trinis in London that come out, you know, of their own back. They take pictures in all our fetes, they post them up, they give us a lot of publicity and a lot of exposure, you know, and even what you're doing now. So, you know, let me reciprocate and say thank you very much indeed, and it's been an absolute pleasure.
You're very much welcome.
Little